Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Learning and Sharing. I am here again with another lecture video. In today's video, we'll discuss the physical divisions or physiography of the Sindh province. As you remember, in my previous video, I had discussed the cultural and physical traits of the Sindh province. So it was a general lecture when we tried to cover all the aspects of the Sindh province. So that video is under the title of Land and Life of the Sindh, So we also discussed the economic growth, historical, economic growth of the Sindh. We also discussed education, literacy, poverty. Also we discussed the land and area characteristic of the Sindh province. So again, I am going to extend that knowledge, extend that, information. So now we will be more specifically the focus on the particular topics. So we are going to start today the physiography of the Sindh. तो आज हम सिंध की फिजियोग्राफी के बारे में पढ़ेंगे और फिजिकल डिविजन्स के बारे में पढ़ेंगे कि हाउ सिंध प्रोविंस looks like and what are the terrestrial or terrain characteristic of the सिंध प्रोविंस. तो आज हम इसमें डिस्कस करेंगे. अगर आपको याद होगा तो प्रीवियसली मैंने एक वीडियो लेक्चर बनाया था जिसमें हमने सिंध के मुख्तलिफ पहलुओं को टच किया था, जिसमें हमने उसकी इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट डिस्कस की थी, एजुकेशन, लिटरेसी, हेल्थ, एग्रीकल्चर, वाटर रिसोर्सेज, सारे एस्पेक्ट्स हमने थोड़े थोड़े उस पर रोशनी डाली थी. तो आज हम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता इन सारे एस्पेक्ट्स को डिटेल में जो देखेंगे. तो मैं स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ फिजियोग्राफी और फिजिकल डिवीजन से. एक चीज, lots of people are being confused when it comes to physiography because two terms are being parallelly used. एक है फिजियोग्राफी, दूसरा है टोपोग्राफी. तो बहुत सारे लोग उसमें कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं, टोपोग्राफी क्या है या फिजियोग्राफी क्या है. अच्छा, ये वर्ड जो है ये इंटरचेंजेबली यूज होता है. कभी sometime you might be seen in the books, topography. Sometime you may be, when you are doing study, you may see the physiography. So almost they are similar, the same meaning, but there is a slight difference. Now physiography, actually term physiography, and physiography is a branch of physical geography where you mostly learn about the physical feature, physical characteristics or the landforms of the earth. Similarly, it's a topography. So when we talk about the physiography or topography of the Sindh, now what is the difference in topography and physiography? Now in physiography you not only learn about the the physical characters or physical landforms, you also focus the processes, the forces which are being involved in the formation of those landform or land features. Now what is topography? Topography is almost same. It is the characteristic of terrain, is the topmost layer of the land. So mostly it's been covered the landforms. Like landforms, we have a mountains, we have a forest, a barren land, and we have also streams, lakes. So you also see, or the planar areas you also see, or plateaus you see in this topography. But at the same time you also see the man-made features in topography, like road, railway, or these things, or housing also. So topography is a limited term, where physiography is mostly related to the forces which are being involved in the formation of the formation of these landforms. So when it's come to the physiography or topography of the Sindh, Sindh is the third largest province of Pakistan after Balochistan and the Punjab. So it covers almost 1,40,914 square kilometer land. It's the total land area of the Sindh. So if you look at the physiography, physical divisions or topography of the Sindh, it has almost all the features which any regions can have. So like Sindh has, it can be divided into four or three, three or the four physical divisions. Why I am saying that three or the four, because you might be confused. कुछ books में ये 3 लिखा है, कुछ में 4 लिखा हुआ है. Now I go for the 4 divisions of the Sindh. So Sindh, if you look at the terrestrial characteristics of the Sindh, Sindh has 4 characteristic, 4 physical divisions. One is the based on elevated areas, which is which are the mountains or the hills. So the western part of the Sindh, northwest of the Sindh is based on the hill or the mountains. So you can see the, what I say, the Suleiman and Kirthar. So it is the continuous, extension of mountain ranges which is starting from the north of Pakistan. So the western part of the Sindh is based on the hilly or the mountainous tract. The middle part of the Sindh is based on the planar areas, which is the most fertile land, while the eastern part of the Sindh is based on the barren and dry land, which is called the third desert. And in the south of Sindh we have the Indus Delta. Indus Delta is a place where the water of Indus River, which is being fresh water, meets with the water of ocean or the sea. This is also a big area. So these are the four physical divisions of the Sindh. By looking at the overall, the size or the percentage of land area of Sindh don't have a larger hilly or mountainous area. So if you compare the Sindh with the Balochistan, with KPK or Punjab, they have a more area under the mountains or the hills, means elevated area. जो ऊंचाई वाली जगह है वो वहाँ पे ज़्यादा है. But when it's come to the Sindh में इतने mountains नहीं पाए जाते. We have a very small tract of the hills or mountain, which is called the Kirthar mountainous ranges. बाकी बीच का जो हिस्सा है, which is being a fertile land. So the Indus River has an influence over the terrain of the physiography of the Sindh province, because if you look at the journey of the Indus River, the most part of the Sindh, which is based on the plain or arid land, mostly the plain area, which is a fertile land, is being produced or being made by the Indus, the sediment which is laid down by the Indus River. तो जब हम देखेंगे कि सिंध को if we compare the rest of, तो हमारे पास इतनी mountainous area नहीं है. We have a more plain and a dry land areas which has been third. तो इस वीडियो में आप ये पूरी डिटेल्स पढ़ेंगे. We will go one by one. हम देखेंगे how much land area is under the plain or fertile land, which is the middle part, how much land in the western highland, which is called the Kirthar mountain, and the eastern part where we have a desert area, and also the Indus Delta. So हम इन पूरे के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. We'll see the land and also we'll see the topographic characters there. So let's go into the details. I'll show you the slides. So we'll go one by one. So stay with me. So yes, now we will discuss in detail the the physiographic divisions of the Sindh province. We'll start from the land and the administrative set of the Sindh. So Sindh is located on the western corner of South Asia. It's been part of Pakistan, bordering the Iranian plateau in the west. So geographically, it is the third largest province of Pakistan, as I told you earlier, after Balochistan, Punjab, stretching about 579 kilometers from north to the south. So if you want to have a length of the Sindh province, so from north to south or north to south, it is 579 kilometers. And 400 to 442 kilometers the extreme, or 281 kilometers average from east to west. So somebody asks you how much is the width of the Sindh province. It is 442 kilometers or 281 kilometers average from east to the west. So total area of the Sindh is 1,40,915 kilometers of Pakistan territory, which forms 17.7% of total land area of the Pakistan. It constitutes the lower part of Indus Valley Basin. Sindh is the lower part of Indus Valley. So this, Pakistan been divided into two, basins: Upper Indus Basin and Lower Indus Basin. So Upper Indus Basin में हमारे पास we have a north and the south of Punjab. The most of the Punjab and the north of Pakistan. Then the south of Punjab and the entire Sindh comes in the lower Indus plain. So you can see these are the divisions of the Sindh province, and these are the districts of the Sindh province. Now we start the topography of the Sindh. So you can see here, physiographically, province of Sindh comprise of 4 prominent relief features. If you remember, I told you earlier that it might be a 3 features, but the 4th feature, which is the the Indus Delta, sometimes not being included, but Indus Delta is a very key or important portion of the Sindh territory. So Sindh has been divided into 4 prominent relief features, which are the hills in the west, which is the extension of the Suleiman Khirtar ranges. So this is the hilly areas or mountain areas of Sindh province, which is actually the extension of the mountain ranges which are being coming from the north toward the south of the Pakistan. So actually this is the hilly area. It's a very small area. Then we have a sandy desert in the eastern. So in the eastern part of Sindh, we have a desert area. It's an arid land which is based on the deserts, the Tharpaka districts here. So the large alluvial plain in the between the hill tracts of the Khirtar. So between the Khirtar mountains and desert area or land, we have at the middle part, which is the green part, a fertile land, or the alluvial plain, which has been laid down by produced by the river Indus. So this is the middle part. And in the south of Sindh, we have the Indus Delta. In the south, we have Indus. So there are the 4 divisions: the Western Highlands, Western Mountains in the west, which is called Khirtar. Then we have alluvial plains at the middle part of Sindh. Then we have the eastern deserts, and the south we have the Indus Delta. When the river's annual flood was magnified by the unusual heavy monsoon rains in the summer 2010, Sindh was hard hit by the ensuing devastation. The eastern desert region includes low dunes and the flats in the north and Ashlothar to the south of. So I'll give you the more details in the coming slides about the eastern deserts. There we start from central alluvial plain, which is the middle part. The central region is the fertile alluvial plain through which flows the Indus River. तो मैंने पहले ही बताया था, जहां से इंडस गुजर करता है, क्रॉस करता है, वो दोनों तरफ से it's been producing the Indus plain. The total area of this region is 8.5 million hectare. यानी कि alluvial central alluvial plains की जो total area है वो है 8.5 million hectare. That includes 0.86 million hectare riverine tract, riverine forest जो है सिंध के, वो भी इसमें आ जाते हैं. 3 barrages have been constructed on the Indus River to divert river water from canal irrigation system emerging from these barrages. So we have 3 barrages in Sindh province which is being constructed on Indus River. The main purpose of these barrages to control the water and then divert the direction of that water and the supply water to the targeted area. The main land use of this region is agriculture, which is irrigated through one of the world's most extensive and integrated irrigation networks. So this area, which is the middle part, alluvial plain, is being, is being based on the agriculture, and agriculture is being dependent or being carried through the irrigated water, which is the world's largest irrigated water or network in the world. So fertile central alluvial plain constitute the valley of Indus River. This plain is about 360 miles, this plain area, or 580 kilometers. So this is the length of the plain area, and about 20,000 square mile or 51,800 square kilometers area, and gradually slope downward from the north to south. So this area, the total area of this physiographic region or topographic region of Sindh is the 51,800 square kilometers. This is total land area. So what is being said, if you are coming from north to the south, the slopes being gradually goes down. यानी कि ये जो जमीन है इसकी जो ऊंचाई है वो कम होती जा रही है. यानी जैसे आप नॉर्थ से आप साउथ की तरफ आते जाएंगे तो जो ग्रेडियंट है, जो स्लोप है, वो नीचे होता जाए. सो द टॉपोग्राफी इज फ्लैट विद ग्रेडियंट ऑफ 12 सेंटीमीटर पर किलोमीटर फ्रॉम नॉर्थ टुवर्ड्स सी इन द साउथ. तो जैसे नॉर्थ से आप साउथ की तरफ आएंगे, पर्टिकुलर इन सिंध में, तो 12 सेंटीमीटर पर किलोमीटर जो है ना वो 12 सेंटीमीटर जमीन जो है ना उसकी ऊंचाई या उसका स्लोप नीचे होता जा रहा है. So with the construction of barrage on river, the Kacho area, the Kasho area is divided in the following 3 zones. So area between Guddu and Sakhar barrage, area between Sakhar and Kotri barrage, and area between Kotri barrage to the mouth of Indus River. So this area has been, though there's a different classification to divide this area, मगर यहाँ पे उन्होंने barrages को इस्तेमाल किया है कि what is the area between Guddu and Sakhar barrage, then Sakhar to Kotri, and then last Kotri to Indus River. So the ecological features, biodiversity, and socio-economic condition of the area is dependent on water regime and the makeup of 3 different sub-ecological systems with varying characteristic and distinct environment. So what has been said, the socio-economic condition of this area or ecological features of this area totally been dependent on the Indus River. यानी कि यहाँ पे रिवर इंडस जो है ना उसका पानी बहुत अहम है. तो यहाँ पे आप जितनी चीजें देख रहे हैं इस एरिया की, इस खिते की जो सोशल इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन है या बायोडाइवर्सिटी है या इकोलॉजिकल फीचर्स हैं, ये सारे डिपेंड कर रहे हैं आपके दरिया के पानी पे. So this is the physiographic divisions again. I'll say you can see this is the the middle part. We will talking about the Indus alluvial plains here. So this is the western and this is the eastern. Now it comes to the eastern sandy desert. The eastern part of the Sindh is comprised of arid land or dry land, which is based on the desert. So this is the place. This is the place where you will find the lake of water, lake of rainfall, and the soil is so disturbed, dislocated, where there's a very less chances of the agriculture. So mostly high evaporation, and this place is the very dry in terms of water. So along the eastern side of province by side of central alluvial plain lies the sandy desert, popularly known as third desert, locally called the Rajasthan. This sandy region form the western part of Great Indian Desert. Actually, this is the part of Great Indian desert area. So this same area has been also been India. So actually this is the extension. इस चीज का तसलसल है, यहाँ पे भी desert है, इंडिया में भी, तो पाकिस्तान या सिंध में भी deserts है. So the total area of this region is 3.39 million hectare. Yeah, 8.38 million acres, the total land area of a desert area. So which is further divided into Thar and Nara. So इसको दो हिस्सों में उन्होंने तकसीम किया है. This is the Thar and this is the Nara area. So topography region is undelted with a varying size of sand dunes. The sand dunes are mostly longitudinal with a northeast southwest trend and are stabilized by shrub vegetation and grasses. So what has been said that this place is comprised of sand dune. तो यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा sand dunes होते हैं. Actually, sand dunes is a physical feature where the sand is being accumulated, having some sort of specific direction, which has been made through with the direction of the wind. तो उसको हम sand dunes कहते हैं. Actually ये मिट्टी के या रेती के दड़े होते हैं, एक बड़े dunes होते हैं जिसको हम dunes कहते हैं. So this area is based on sand dunes where we can find the shrub vegetation or grasses. यहाँ पे grass type vegetation होती है या shrubs type, sparse type vegetation होती है. We don't see the heavy vegetation or the regular crops here. So rainfall is scanty and erratic. Underground water is generally brackish. तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि rainfall कम होता है. Underground water almost being brackish, is not suitable for the irrigation, for the agriculture. So small area along ridges and narrow valleys are cultivated by rainwater during monsoon period. So यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा है, because we don't find the traditional agriculture, so there are small patches, small areas where you can have some sort of green land areas. You find the cultivation or the agriculture. So it's been done through the rainwater during the monsoon period, because there's no such irrigation system, a strong irrigation system where you can carry a regular agriculture. So the economy of third desert is pastoral and the main land use grazing. So यहाँ पे क्या है? What is the economy? Economy of this area is based on the livestock, where the people mostly they rear the livestock, rear the domesticated animals, and they are being pastorals. Means they don't have their fixed houses, or they have a temporary houses, so they move one place to another place in the search of the food or the fodder for, particularly for the animals. So and the dry weather, brackish groundwater coupled with harsh and severe climatic conditions are unfavorable for growing crops, vegetation propagation, livestock range. So if you look at the overall condition of this place, where we'll see we have a dry weather, it's a lake of rainwater, high evaporation, and the underground water is brackish, not suitable for the agriculture. And also we have harsh climatic conditions, so there is very less chances of agriculture, also the livestock rearing. तो आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ के लोग जो हैं उनका ज़्यादातर जो एक इकोनॉमिक जो एक्टिविटी है वो जानवर रखते हैं, छोटे मोटे जो घरू जानवर जिसको लाइव स्टॉक कहते हैं, और दे हैव स्मॉल पैचेस ऑफ द एग्रीकल्चर. Then comes the Western Hilly region. So Western Hill region, which is the west part of is Sindh province. So you can see here, the Western Hilly region, locally called the Kohistan, isko Kohistan ka is a part of long Khirthar mountains range formation. The hill ranges are comprised of Khirthar, Pab, Lakhi, and the Kohistan. Actually, this is the ranges or high elevated area which is called the Kohistan. So we can find the different hill ranges here. So which has been in the west of the Sindh province. So this region is occupied 2.30 million hectare land, constitute 15% of total land area of the province. So if you compare the total land area, 15% is the hilly area or the mountainous region, particularly in the western regions of the province. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं, why it has been said is actually the extension of western highlands or mountainous ranges of Pakistan, which has also been coming into the Sindh province. So जहाँ पे ये सिंध में दाखिल होते हैं उसको हम खीरथर माउंटेन्स कहते हैं. उससे पहले ये माउंटेन, ये सुलेमान है. Suleiman, then when it's been entering in the Sindh, we say is the Khirthar mountains. So अगर कंपेयर करें, यहाँ पे मैंने पहले भी आपको कहा कि ये नॉर्दर्न एरियाज है, ये पंजाब है, ये केपीके, ये आपका बलूचिस्तान है. तो सिंध में सबसे ज्यादा ये हिली ट्रैक्स हैं या माउंटेनियस रेंजेस हैं सिंध में. तो you can look at the most of the Sindh is a plainer area or the dry land area in the eastern part. So the highest altitude, there's no vegetation in these ranges due to scanty rainfall. Rainfall यहाँ पे है ही नहीं. The highest altitude known is the Kot Diji Kabar. The highest place of Western Highland is the Kot Diji Kabar, or the Dog's Grave, which is in the Khirthar ranges. So this is the Khirthar ranges, which is about 2,072 meter high. Sindh has a flat, low-level country topography with some hills in the distance. So when you are comparing with the rest of the Pakistan, यहाँ पे जो mountains हैं, उनका भी जो elevation, उनकी जो ऊंचाई है वो कम है as compared to the other mountainous ranges. अगर north में चले जाएं तो यहाँ पे आपको कराक्रम, हिंदू कुश, कराक्रम, हिमालयाज मिलेंगे. तो अगर उनको compare करेंगे, even सुलेमान को खीरथर के साथ कंपेयर करेंगे तो इनकी जो ऊंचाई है वो बहुत ही कम है. So there are also some isolated limestone rock formation, different locations such as Rory Hills in district Sakkar. Then we have also Ganjo Takkar in Hyderabad, and we have Makni Hills in the Theta. So यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा है कि Western Hills के बाद सिंध में कहीं कहीं पे कुछ मकाम पे जो है ना वो mountains पाए गए, but most of them are limestone mountains or the rocks there. So they are being at this. So like sandy desert region, dry condition prevail in this area, resulting in similar living conditions. So यहाँ पे भी क्या है, जिस तरह ईस्टर्न डेजर्ट्स में था, जो थरपाकर थर के इलाके में था, डेजर्ट के इलाके में था, इसी तरह इस इलाके में भी ये जो इलाका is यहाँ पे भी there's a lake of rainfall. So this area is dry or the barren. So there's a very less chances of the agriculture. So you can see here, this is the Indus Delta. Indus Delta now is coming to the last one, Indus Delta, it is in the southern part or south of the Sindh. So the Indus River Delta forms where the Indus River flow into the Arabian Sea, creating a complex system of swamps, streams, and mangrove forests. So this is the area where the Indus River coming from the north toward the south. So Indus River meet with the Arabian Sea. So this zone is the, the production of the meeting of brackish and the sweetish or the fresh water of river Indus and the Arabian Sea. So reduced river flows are threatening the survival of many species found here, including one of the world's rarest dolphins. So you say this is the highly biodiverse ecological zones of Pakistan, which is under threat because of the rare or means reduce the shortage of Indus River water. So आहिस्ता आहिस्ता जो इंडस रिवर का पानी है इस एरिया में कम आ रहा है because the need of the river water is being increasing at the upper part of the Sindh or the Punjab. तो यहाँ पे पानी कम आ रहा है. So now we'll see what are the effects of the Indus Delta. So Indus Delta is the 5th largest delta system in the world, and it has the 7th largest mangrove forest in the world. So if you want to know more about the Indus Delta of the Sindh particular, it's the 5th largest. दुनिया का 5वां सबसे बड़ा largest delta है और यहाँ पे दुनिया के 7वें बड़े mangrove forest पाए गए हैं. The mangrove forests have been found here in because this areas produce mangrove forests. So Indus River takes the journey of about 3,000 km before flushing in the Indus Delta. तो जहाँ से Indus River शुरू होता है, मंसूबर लेक जो तिब्बत में है, then comes to the Kashmir, फिर पूरा पाकिस्तान से होके जब सिंध में दाखिल तो ये वो एरिया है जहाँ पे आके वो खत्म हो जाए. So Indus Delta covers an area of about 41,440 square kilometer. So this is the total area. 41,440 square kilometer total area and is approximately 210 kilometer across where it is connect sea. तो यहाँ ये जो इसका इलाका है 210 किलोमीटर ये connection. So it receives between 25 to 50 centimeter rain in a year. So average rainfall in this area is 25 to 50 centimeter. So it was all about the physiography or physiographic divisions of or topography of the Sindh. So if you like my videos, please subscribe the channel and also share with your friends to have more videos in the future. Till then, take care of yourself. See you very soon.